Hi, it's Gary Peavy in the Wealth Design Group. We're back again today. And hey, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, just click that box in the bottom and be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. But today we're going to talk about the ideal financial SUV. Okay, everybody. Today we're talking about the ideal financial SUV. And I'm using SUV as an example. At the end, I'm going to tell you what this vehicle is. But let's think about this for a second. Why does everybody own an SUV, or they should own an SUV? It's because it'll do everything, right? Think about it. If it's bad weather, what vehicle do you want to take? It's the SUV. It has the greatest chance of getting you to where you want to go. You got to take the kids to soccer. In fact, you take your kids and the neighbor kids. You fill it up. Maybe it's in the evening. You and your spouse dress up. You go get your friends and you go to the opera. It's totally acceptable to show up in your SUV. You've got a boat. You can tow it with your SUV. There's a reason why everybody should probably own an SUV, because it'll do for you everything you need. Now, I got to give you a fantasy SUV. So let's assume the car company says to you, you can buy an SUV from us and you will own it forever. And now this SUV, you're going to make your car payment every month. But this is what they guarantee you. They guarantee you that the value of your SUV will increase for your whole life, guaranteed. That the car is still going to smell new with that new car smell forever. So you've got a car that's going to get better all the time. You never have to think about getting another one. And the car company says to you, not only are we guaranteeing you by contract that the value of your SUV, the equity in it, is going to increase every year, but they say when we make a profit every year, we're going to give you your share. We're going to add that value to the equity of your SUV. And you go, wow, this is a great vehicle. And now it gets better. Let's assume you want to go buy a sports car. You say, I want a little two-seater that I can run around in. So now you call up the car company and you say to them, hey, I want to go buy this sports car. And they say, not a problem. By contract, we will go ahead and we will loan you the money at very favorable rates based upon the collateral that you've got, basically the equity in your SUV. And so now you're going to go buy this sports car. And so when you get this sports car, you get to drive it around and enjoy it. Now, the loan that you borrowed from the car company, they said, you know what, you don't have to pay us back yet. You can pay us back whenever you want. You can pay us every month, every year. You don't have to pay us. You can just pay the interest. You decide how you want to pay. Because someday you're probably going to sell that sports car when you can't get in it anymore. Or actually, you can't get out of it anymore. And so now you're going to sell it and you're going to take that money and you're going to pay it back to the car company. Now here's the magic. The value of your SUV continued to grow all those years that you owned the sports car. Okay? So, this financial vehicle, the financial SUV, is an amazing vehicle. And here's the last part of it. So, someday in the future, when you die, the car company says to your heirs, bring the SUV in. You trade in the SUV, and in exchange, they give you a check for 2, 3, 4, 5 times what the SUV is worth. Tax-free. Now let me ask you, if car companies offered you that kind of a deal, would you take it? Would that be of interest to you? To buy a vehicle that you could have forever, that always got better, where the equity always grew in it, that it was guaranteed, that you could use it, you could access the cash. That would be fabulous, but they don't offer it, do they? But there is a financial vehicle that does do that. That financial vehicle is whole life insurance. Now you may go, whoa, that doesn't make any sense to me. But let's do a little recap here. So what you do is you buy a whole life policy. You make the premium payments every month. The value of the cash value, the equity, grows forever for the rest of your life in that contract. The death benefit grows forever. By contract, the insurance company makes a profit every year. They send part of that profit, your share of the profit, and they credit your policy, so it continues to grow. But wait, you need some money. Maybe it's to pay for college. Maybe it's to go buy that sports car, whatever it might be, put a new roof on the house. And all you do is call them up and say, hey, I need to get a loan and use the collateral, the equity of my policy, to collateralize it. And I'll pay it back when I can. And now you own this increasing value vehicle for the rest of your life. And in the end, when you die, your beneficiaries exchange your life insurance contract to the insurance company in exchange for 2, 3, 4, 5 times what your policy was ever worth originally. That's whole life. It is the ideal financial SUV. If you haven't got one, you got to be thinking about it. Everybody needs one in their plan. And let me just real quick, I got to talk about term insurance, because all the financial talking heads will tell you that term insurance is what you should buy. So let's think about term insurance. Term insurance is like leasing a vehicle. You lease it for a number of years. You make the payments on the lease. But at some point, the lease runs out and you have to turn the car in. And what do you have to show for it? Nothing. You did need a car to get someplace, but that's what you have to show for it. Term insurance is the same thing. It's like leasing that SUV. I'm going to have it for 10 years, 15, 20 years. But at the end, I'm not going to have the vehicle anymore, and I'm not going to have the money anymore. And most importantly, from an insurance standpoint, I'm never going to have the death benefit if I didn't die during that term period. Okay? So, whole life, it's the magic. Stay tuned. Check out our next video.